Super Mario World.
Introducing the next generation from Nintendo. New Super Mario World. Created especially for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's a bit more exciting, a bit more challenging, a bit more graphic, a bit more colorful, a bit more realistic, a bit more levels, a bit more secret, a bit more enemies, a bit more friends, a bit more sound, a bit hotter, a bit cooler, a bit weird, a bit more revolutionary, a bit more Mario, a bit more of what you want.
Introducing the third and final Deke Mario cartoon, Super Mario World, created as a tie-in for Captain N, which I'll be reviewing later. It's a bit more on model, a bit more visually appealing, a bit more mundane, a bit more cavemen, a bit more annoying, a bit more ear-grating, a bit more memed on, a bit more cancelled after only 13 episodes, and I have no idea how to approach this one. That was only 8 bits.
Super Mario World, it's a blast from the past. It's Super Mario World, you got to move fast.
Okay, but why? Why reggae for your show about cavemen? And also, why cavemen? Is it because Mario World the game is set in dinosaur land? And where there are dinosaurs, there must also be cavemen? Granddad? Flintstones? This show is, paradoxically, the best animated and well-presented of the Mario cartoons, while also being the worst of the 3 by a country mile. This is mostly because the weirdness and zaniness has been toned down, leaving only a bland, vapid, and annoying husk. Remember how each Super Show episode had a different themed land with different assorted weirdos to meet? Well, oops, all cavemen. 13 straight episodes of Unga Bunga cave speak. Were you guys annoyed by Toad's voice in the last 2 cartoons? Well, don't worry guys, Toad's not even in Super Mario World. He's not in the show anymore. Now you get Yoshi instead.
Oh, that looked like fun! Wait for Yoshi, Luigi!
Could you fucking imagine if this voice became the iconic Yoshi voice? Cursed timeline.
Oh, it's good!
And let's not forget the 5th main character, Deke's original cave boy, Oogtar. I was going to make Oogtar the focus of this video, but I quickly realised that I have nothing notable to say about him. Except for the fact that a conversation between him and Yoshi is a reactionary bigot's wet dream. Not a single pronoun to be heard.
Dino dude save Oogtar. Yoshi Oogtar's friend again?
Oogtar friend, but Plumbers and Princess worried about Oogtar. Why Oogtar lost?
Oogtar, king of jungle. Oogtar not lost.
But don't worry guys, every episode still has an atrocious in-character musical number by the Koopalings. Yay! This definitely deserved to be the most widely distributed and most easily accessible Mario show to this very day.
Everything is ready. Put the battle down.
You can't believe it! This house is filled with fear and shadow. She thinks she's got me, but I think not. I'm gonna make this place get really hot.
Anyways, I did eventually find a topic to hone in on, and that is how, despite Mario literally rescuing him from a watery grave, George Bush Sr. still went ahead and passed the Children's Television Act, mandating X amount of educational content in 90s kid shows. But also limiting the amount that those shows could openly advertise, so swings and roundabouts. This turned Toadstool from one of the gang into a patronising mother figure who imparts moral lessons on everyone around her, and turned a good few of these dumb caveman adventures into glorified PSAs. And those are the episodes we're going to focus on today. Let's get edutained. Bullying. What kid hasn't endured, perpetuated, or been privy to a little bit of bullying? And in the show's penultimate episode, A Little Learning, we get to see what happens when bullying goes unchecked. Hip and Hop, or Lemmy and Iggy if you prefer, rebel against their father by seeking out an education, attending a school run by Toadstool.
You might learn how to behave yourself.
No way, Princess. Cave people just say no to Koopa kids.
The whole town's upset, Princess.
While the princess steps out to advocate for her new students, Uktar immediately undermines the message of the episode by being an obnoxious little shit, giving gum to his new classmates in order to get them in trouble. Like, okay, yes, I know that they're evil, but this isn't a serialized show. Neither of the Koopalings have done anything to warrant being mistreated already, and this immediately has me taking their side.
You're new here, so I won't punish you. But from now on, no gum, unless you've got enough to share with everyone.
Wow, Uktar, you really are just a complete piece of shit, aren't you? You know, in most shows, bullying the new kids and pranking your teacher is textbook school bully behaviour. But I guess it's okay when our Aryan Wunderkind OC does it, huh?
Hey, Game Klutz, try dodging this!
Fireballs! Help!
Fireballs, yum!
Hip and Hop immediately take the pyromaniac option, terrorising the other kids during break time. And the resulting misunderstanding, where Toadstool thinks that Uktar was roughhousing them, would have been a genuine miscarriage of justice and a sensible application of this episode's message, if Uktar hadn't started this beef. As it stands, this just feels like karmic retribution. I ain't even mad.
From now on, I want you all to be good friends, all right? Good. Let's all get back to the classrooms.
So, going forward, the two pairs continue talking shit and pulling pranks. The Koopalings call Uktar ugly, Yoshi knocks their asses over, the Koopalings try to sabotage Yoshi and Uktar's science project, their own science project gets sabotaged by their angry dad, and they get eaten twice over, and Toadstool expels them before Mario condemns them into a pit of lava. What? Huh?
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
I'm sorry, but what the fuck kind of message were you going for here? Always pick on and ostracize the new kids? If you survive their inevitable turn to retaliatory violence, you'll get off scot-free? Uktar got away with all of this, what the fuck? Why even bring up the idea of the boys being rehabilitated and even show them making progress if you were just going to violently return them back to the status quo over a genuine accident? Okay, you know what? They fudged whatever the hell they were trying to say about bullying, but maybe they'll redeem themselves with a similar topic: peer pressure and gang violence. Episode 7 is called Born to Ride. No pun or caveman spin on things, just straight up yoinked the title of the John Stamos film that had come out months prior. And in this one, Yoshi becomes a biker. Yoshi becomes a biker.
Yoshi, do you have to eat everything?
No, I leave some for you.
After getting scolded for guzzling down a bamboo irrigation system, Yoshi grabs a bindle and hits the road, mercilessly devouring a random wiggler without a second thought, and then encountering a dinosaur biker gang.
What this? We got runaway, Duke.
You cute. You like be Lulu's main man? Ride motorcycle, Dino Babe?
Hearing that Mario is nearby, the bikers devise a plan to claim a bounty issued by King Koopa, which involves getting Yoshi on their good side.
Maybe we make member of social group, Rockman.
Yoshi's initiation involves doing graffiti and throwing a stink bomb into a random house. And after becoming a Dino Rider, his new peers promise to straighten out the Marios for being so mean.
Yoshi the name, closing my game.
Damn! Actual drip? On my boy Yoshi? I take it all back, maybe this show really was worth it. The brothers agree to meet up with the riders, are promptly ambushed, and it takes Yoshi's inquisitive nature to suss out what's actually going on.
Koopa pay many coins for Mario's. Yoshi big dope. Help Dino Riders cash in.
Oh no!
Realizing that the gang just wanted to take advantage of him for their own gain, Yoshi rushes back to grab the princess and stage a rescue mission. All to the discordant tune of We Have Born to Be Wild at Home.
Time to get 'em moving. Roll it on out now.
Time to kick it out now!
Rev up the engine.
Leave it all behind us!
Time to get wild.
The plumbers eventually find a pipe to escape with, and Yoshi is forced to leave behind his new set of wheels. Mario agrees not to scold him too harshly going forward, and we at home learn a valuable lesson about not joining gangs. Thankfully, this was a simple enough premise that they couldn't screw it up. So, let's try and get a streak going, why don't we? The next topic is not just one for the kids though. This is an issue that can and does affect us all. Addiction to fast food. And I'm not even kidding, I went out to grab some McDonald's literal seconds after writing that to award myself for getting through 2 episodes of script. I am the exact person that this episode was made for. Look, the chicken katsu rap of the day is £2, guys. Come on, I'm only human. Episode 6, King Scoopa Koopa, sees Mario griping over a healthy lunch that Toadstool has prepared for him and Luigi.
Oh, not rabbit food again.
It's good for you, Mario.
Heading outside, the 3 of them find that King Koopa has opened a fast food stand. And given what Yoshi orders, I can't see this being an admonishment of junk food. The order sounds pretty damn healthy.
4 coconut shakes, 6 orders papaya fries, 8 egg Scoopa Koopas.
Scoopa Koopas are egg sandwiches, by the by, so unless the high cholesterol is the problem, I can't see the issue. And even then, it's not been proven that eggs actually raise the levels of serum cholesterol in the bloodstream. In actuality, what makes these sandwiches so dodgy is some kind of addictive mystery ingredient, squeezed from rotten food. Which, I guess, is meant as a stand-in for unhealthy additives.
Just wait till they discover the side effects. Those bird brains will never know what hit them.
Honestly, the role of a cutthroat businessman suits KK incredibly well. Especially when he harangues Yoshi for forgetting his wallets.
18 coins? I call that highway robbery.
Well, I call it inflation. In more ways than one.
I don't like where this is going, Bowser. Toadstool, understandably, refuses to eat her repeated kidnapper's food, so Luigi and Yoshi tuck into their scran, with Mario simply gorging on fries since he doesn't like egg.
How about another round, brother mio? Let's go. I have some coins left.
One time skip later, and the 3 lads have grown fat, slovenly, and sluggish, with Luigi and Yoshi specifically acting like chickens. Toadstool furiously locks them in their own home, which... You know what? It's weird to see her trap people against their will. I guess she's earned at least one.
Let me out! Luigi and Yoshi have flown the coop!
They took our treasure chest, too. But how did they do it? The door was locked the whole time.
With everyone who ate the sandwiches slowly transforming into birds, thus adding themselves to the restaurant's menu, King K proceeds to say the quiet part loudly.
Koopa, you capitalistic fiend. You're a genius. Like they say, you can't be too rich or too evil.
Ha! Oh, it got too real. I want to go home. So, during the discordant musical number, where Koopa sends his enthralled customers to attack Mario and Toadstool, we get a surprisingly faithful chase sequence where they bamf away into Star Road, enter Star Road 2, and end up coming back on themselves to wind up in Vanilla Dome, which is where they find the secret of what makes the egg sandwiches so dangerous. All of this attention to detail and accuracy to the base game, and yet the show still gets half of the enemies' names wrong. How does that even happen?
Health inspection! What?
Shutting the place down by means of demolition, Mario leaves us with a fun little reference.
Now go home and eat some vegetables. Dr. Mario's orders.
And the episode ends with the squad sitting down for a healthy salad lunch, the transformation now having worn off. The katsu wraps were lovely, by the way, thank you for asking. Finally, we have a very serious issue from the time that only the medium of Saturday morning cartoons could properly address. Television addiction in young people, especially by means of Saturday morning cartoons. I know I have 30 years of hindsight on my side, but did you maybe stop to consider that devoting one of your 13 episodes to explaining why your show shouldn't be aired might be the reason your show was taken off the air? Even like a little bit? Because it was. Episode 10, Rock TV, has King Koopa devising a plan to take advantage of the cave people, and reminisces back to his time in the quote-unquote real world.
What's the one thing most likely to rot people's minds and reduce their brains to mashed potatoes? I remember now. Television!
So he sets up a giant stone TV set and dons multiple costumes in order to emulate TV in a world without electricity. Ignore the fact that this is obviously just theatre, because now it's time to satirically slam some of the mind-rotting TV shows that are corrupting the youths of America.
Great shows like Mr. Koopa's Neighborhood.
You know, like Mr. Rogers. One of the few media personalities from that era who aged incredibly well because he extolled the virtues of kindness, empathy, and intelligence, providing kids with a wholesome male role model who proposed an alternative take on what masculinity can be. Can't let the kids have too much of that now, can we? Don't want a bunch of liberal socialist snowflakes running around, do we? No, Mr. Rogers is clearly a poison that numbs people's brains. Children's education bad. Please cancel us, President Bush. We at Deke Entertainment crave an unceremonious death.
We've got the World Dinosaur Wrestling Federation.
Well, okay, you can make fun of Vince McCaveman all you want. He's a massive twat.
With stars like Vanilla Ice Age.
Ice Age, baby.
Also an acceptable target of mockery. Holy shit, I still can't get past the Mr. Rogers thing. Who in the hell was looking at Mr. Goddamn Rogers and decrying him as a detriment to children's development? How mind-bendingly stupid were people?
Hey, Mario, how come his lips aren't moving when he talks? Maybe he's been watching too many cartoons. Who cares?
Okay, Deke, you know what? I've taken the piss out of your bad or non-existent lip sync a lot, but I respect that you can poke fun at it too. You can have that one. As it turns out, Koops does in fact dish out individual TV sets, each paid for with an exploitative subscription service. That one did age well. You got us there.
Yoshi and I are going for a nature walk.
Hey, maybe we'll see you on PBS.
And now it's time for everybody's favorite Koopa aerobic show, Koopa Says. All right, everybody. Koopa Says, up on your feet.
Wait. So the healthy alternative you're suggesting is a nature walk, while the practice you're admonishing is TV workouts? Both are exercise. You could have picked so many other channels to prove this point. What is this episode trying to achieve?
Go to the Dome Castle and get Mario and Luigi and bring them to me.
So the hypnotized cave people do exactly as they're told, spearheaded by Uktar, who based on the episodes I've landed on, is more of an antagonist than he is a protagonist. Twice now, this kid, who I think is supposed to be the show's breakout original character, has been a complete piece of shit.
The mindless Mario Brothers!
Well,
So, in keeping with his promise of establishing the WDWF, which would later become the WDWE after a legal dispute with the conservationist WDWF, the Marios are forced into a violent wrestling match. They proceed to get their shit wrecked so hard they swap identities. Seeing that the boys are in trouble, Toadstool performs a Yoshi dismount double jump in order to hit a block, and...
Gotta cheer for the winners! Yell for more!
Oh yeah, more!
Now it's do or die!
I'm sorry, what? That's not a thing that happens in Super Mario World. I'm not sure if this is an animation error, or a dummied out power-up, or if it's just somehow cold-shotting the double cherry 20 years before it was made. But this is an especially bizarre aside when you consider that what she was really going for was the standard feather. Which is what saves the day in the end. What was all of this? What was all of these little Marios? Like, are all of these, like, sapient? Are they all just their own person now? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, Yoshi hungry!
Yoshi, overcome with a sudden hunger, proceeds to eat a bunch of the TVs, spitting out the Magikoopas inside each one of them. He then devours the support beams of the giant TV set, and the episode ends with him accidentally burying Bowser.
I'm sorry. You stay. Yoshi, eat down. Get you out, okay?
You think maybe you could eat a little faster?
And so we all learned a valuable lesson about how bad it is to watch garbage television. I mean, I didn't. I review it on the reg, but NBC certainly did. Hence why this show was promptly added to the chopping block. So that's Mario World, I guess. Bye.